Okay, I know I already talked about this near the beginning of this series, that we've been having an insane amount of growth on this channel. I want to emphasize that because last episode, I got to 900 subscribers, 903 when I realized before I uploaded the video. It is now 986 subscribers as of recording this part of the video. Hey, Clark from the future here. Sorry to interrupt, but after I was done recording and I started editing this video and all that, I hit 1,000 subscribers. So thank you all for this. Thank you all for 1,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. I now have 3 subscriber specials I need to make, but this one right here, this 1,000 subscriber special, I am definitely excited to see where this goes. All right, sorry, back to the Loud House. So basically, I'm only less than 20 away from 1,000 now, which thank you immensely. I mean, like, seriously, this is actually a ridiculous amount of growth. It's been like less than like a month and I'm almost reached basically my goal for this channel. That's of course not to say that I'll be quitting after 1,000, but it is actually very interesting to see that in such a short amount of time through videos that are like months, even over a year old, that I'm still gaining a lot of subscribers over. Also, getting more back on topic with the Loud House, I actually figured out why episode 3 was using the 23rd episode of the series. So as it turns out, episodes 1 through 4 came out on May 2nd and May 3rd. But Along Came a Sister, even though being the 23rd episode, came out on May 4th. The episodes we're going to be talking about today are the 9th and 10th episodes of the series, yet they were released on May 5th. So cool, yeah, thanks. That's totally appreciated. Why not just release it all in order? I don't know. Just don't fucking ask me. They decided to just screw up the ordering, and now they've completely screwed that up. Which basically raises the question, is the actual official, like, ranking of these episodes actually legitimate? How do we actually know that that was legitimately the 23rd episode outside of, like, production codes? Like, I don't know. But anyways, getting back on track, we're going to be talking about Project Loud House now. This episode starts off weird because, like, the title card, like, has some fucking Peanuts-inspired ass music just to start off, because why not? And it permeates throughout the rest of the episode because even though this is the 7th episode that I reviewed at this point, for some reason, this feels like a way better introduction to the series than ARC ever was. Like, what the heck? This episode feels more like an introduction to the whole series rather than being the 7th episode of the whole series. Like, what even is this? And I've kind of skipped already about 3 minutes or so, because it's mostly setting up most of the characters, like, you know, quirks and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, why exactly is this the 7th episode? If you were going to release these episodes in order, at least make this one first. Also, thanks to me kind of scouring the Loud House wiki, I do know that this series did start off as shorts, and I think this was one of them, if I recall correctly, but probably not. All I do know is that this is definitely a very weird episode to start out with, especially because, in fact, it's considered episode number 9, like, typically. So, like, what is even... Oh, well, at least Lynn falls down the stairs and fucking dies. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to be completely real with you here. I'm struggling to find anything actually interesting to talk about, considering the fact this is supposed to be the 7th episode I've reviewed so far. If this was the first episode, I'd probably have more to say. But other than that, this episode, there's not much to it. Then again, one of the characters just became Smurfette, so, like, I don't know. Alright, so back in the trash episode, there was this rocker guy with the rocker girl, and basically, in this episode, they just fucking introduced him. The last episode had him in there for no reason, yet this episode decided to actually introduce him. Granted, that was like episode 23 or whatever, and that's supposed to be episode 9 for this one, but like, this episode is so, this is the first episode coded, that it's just like, bro... The next episode you introduce this character that was in the previous episode because of the air date thing. Like, I don't know. This whole idea is just stupid. This whole fucking way this works is stupid. Oh no, Lincoln's projects get destroyed near the end of the episode, but then the sisters immediately just jump out of the car and be all like, we'll help you, little bro. It's like, what? It's like, this is, I know we have like, there's like, seriously, there's like 30 seconds left in the episode and all that, but like, wow, is this going fast now. The sisters basically are inside of Lincoln's class now and just kind of breaking the physics of reality, but like, whatever, I guess. A gets an A-. This episode kind of sucked. Again, if this was more so the first episode and not the 9th or the 7th that I reviewed, then maybe it would be actually okay. And I would actually probably say that this Loud House is starting on high hopes. Otherwise, I think this episode is kind of boring after the last 6 episodes. That's a very big important factor into me liking this episode. It's been a while to establish these characters and all that kind of stuff. It's just, yeah. Regardless, let's now move on to intense debate. It's about the 2016 election. Well, I mean, it came out around 2016, so you know this is going to be fun. No, in all seriousness, though, we do have the Loud Sisters and Lincoln and all that actually trying to govern the house without the parents being involved. I don't get why they do this, to be honest with you. One of the twin sisters say that they love pooping in the woods. I need to mention this every single time because of the Loud House fandom. Also, in order to enact new things into law or whatever, Lori decides to remove her shoes along with her feet. Again, I need to mention this every single goddamn time because of the Loud House fandom. But yeah, anyways, back to the actual episode analysis. Lincoln basically decides, hey, how about we ask our parents if we could go to not the shitty camp place, and how about we go to Dairyland, or the most boring name for a beach ever. 5 of his sisters will like the beach. The other 5 want to go to Dairyland. Lincoln is a deciding vote. This episode, you could just kind of see where it goes from here. This includes trying to butter Lincoln up. This is probably the nicest I've seen the Loud Sisters in a while. But of course, this just means that Lincoln is now a supremo jerk trying to get his sister's attention because of his undecided vote. But yeah, apparently the Loud Sisters are all doing this under the course of one day, which is interesting. At the end of the day, the sisters come up and are about to beat the absolute piss out of him. But, you know, since he's still undecided, that basically means that he gets to enjoy the luxuries for one more day. Even though that basically all the Loud Sisters were about to beat his ass because he couldn't decide, versus half of them beating him up because they didn't want to do it, which most likely probably wouldn't happen, but then again, I don't live in the Loud House, now do I? I also love it when Lincoln decides to monologue out loud to himself in his room, basically being all like, man, I really am enjoying this advantage of being liked by my sisters. Man, I hope they're not listening in on me while I say, why don't I try and just abuse their kindness just that little bit more? Man, I wonder if I'm actually gonna not get murdered in my sleep. But of course, the sisters won't take this lying down, so they basically just try and make the competition worse. That's basically what it's doing. Hooray for mudslinging. My favorite part about this episode is that it takes the entire episode for Lincoln to realize, maybe my sisters don't like it when I abuse them. What a novel concept. Though to be fair, this ending actually does kind of redeem Lincoln because he basically brings him to the shitty camp that everyone hates, but he works his hardest in order to try and make the enjoyable experience for his sisters. You know what? Fine, whatever. That's a good enough ending for me, to be honest. In short, today's episodes weren't abhorrent or anything. Definitely the first episode was very weird for, again, the 9th episode overall, and just the 7th that I've reviewed so far. Just like, I don't understand that in the slightest. The other episode actually wasn't all too bad, so that's good, I guess. Overall, I don't know, I guess it was pretty interesting, so yeah. But anyways, thanks for watching this video to the very end, and I'll see you tomorrow when I have more episodes of The Loud House to review. Goodbye.